Hello folks, welcome to our channel. Today we have something special for all you zombie movie enthusiasts. We've all seen and read about these top 10 all-time best zombie horror movie countdowns. We've all seen the cult classics, most of us grew up on them. Today we are bringing you a countdown of 10 best zombie movies of the past 14 years. That is from 2010 onwards. Without further ado, let's begin. What do you get when you take Ocean's 11 and cross it with a post-apocalyptic setting and a few boatloads of the undead? Zack Snyder's 2021 zombie heist movie Army of the Dead, which takes the number 10 spot of our top 10. This was Snyder's second foray into zombie movies, following his 2004 debut Dawn of the Dead, and he co-wrote this one with Joby Harold and Shay Hatton. Heist movies are always fun, as are zombie movies. Combining the two gave this movie its unique premise and made it a fun watch. A ragtag group of mercenaries led by Dave Bautista have been hired by a casino owner to venture into the quarantined, zombie-infested Las Vegas and retrieve $200 million from a casino safe before the city is nuked by the US government. The movie featured different variants of zombies, some of which were highly intelligent. It's always interesting when a movie diversifies its undead. There are some great action sequences, but overall the movie keeps a lighthearted, humorous tone, distinguishing it from traditional zombie horror flicks. The film is also visually striking due to its Las Vegas casino setting, with its vibrant neon lights contrasting with the darker ambiance. The threat of the imminent nuclear missile also adds to the atmosphere of tense urgency. The action-packed finale is full of high-stakes combat and emotionally charged character moments. Despite the criticisms of some underdeveloped character arcs and overlong plot points, the movie manages to be different and entertaining, earning it the number 10 spot. At number 9, we have for you the French-Canadian movie Ravenous, Les Affamés. Directed by Robin Aubert, Ravenous blends the elements of horror, thriller, and drama, and presents it to us with a layer of social commentary. Ravenous shows us a picturesque rural village in Quebec in the aftermath of a zombie apocalypse. The film sets its tone with dialogueless stretches filled with eerie, tense music, set over a beautifully shot landscape, and it is quite unnerving to watch as it keeps building up your dread and anxiety. The film shows us how the survivors navigate through the problems they're facing, staying safe from the infected, managing their dwindling resources, and most of all, how to maintain their humanity in the face of such horror, isolation, and desperation. What are the lines someone is willing to cross in order to keep themselves or theirs safe and whole? Ravenous is strikingly different from traditional horror movies in the aspect that, instead of focusing on the action and the gore, it focuses more on desperation, survival, and maintenance or breakdown of characters' interpersonal relationships in the wake of an apocalyptic disaster. It can easily be called a psychological horror movie. While it was criticized by some critics for its slow pace, Ravenous was lauded for its fresh approach, unique setting, and atmospheric horror, landing at the number 9 spot in our top 10. Colm McCarthy's 2016 adaptation of Mike Carey's novel was a fresh and thoughtful addition to the zombie movie repertoire and takes the 8th spot on our top 10. The setting is of a dystopian future where, much like The Last of Us, an outbreak of a fungal pathogen has turned most of the population of the world into flesh-craving undead, known as hungries in this universe. We start with an innocent-looking girl, Melanie, living under heavy military guard, being taught by Gemma Arterton, and as the story unfolds, it becomes clear that she is a second-generation hungry, minus the mindless fixation on eating human flesh. She can think and feel and make her own decisions, which could mean she is the key to humanity's future, and is being studied in this facility in order to generate a viable cure. Soon it becomes a survival horror story as the facility is swarmed by hungries, and Melanie has to escape along with her teacher, the scientist played by Glenn Close, and Sergeant Parks played by Patty Considine. The film gives us a thoughtful and heart-touching depiction of the relationship between these four complex and flawed characters. As it progresses from them looking at Melanie as just a lab experiment, to genuinely caring about her and seeing her as a real person with thoughts and feelings. It touches on the themes of morality, humanity, and the lengths people can go to ensure their survival. The Girl with All the Gifts has one of the most realistic-looking settings, which enhances the atmosphere of dread and horror. The bleakness is offset by Melanie's bright nature, which touches on everything around her. Next up at number 7 on our countdown is the 2017 Australian horror film Cargo, starring Martin Freeman and Simone Landers. The film follows the outbreak of a virus in rural Australia. 48 hours after being bitten, the virus turns the person into a flesh-craving zombie. Martin Freeman plays the role of a father who has been bitten and has a 48-hour window to find a safe place for his infant daughter before he turns into one of the undead. As he sets on this perilous and time-sensitive journey, he's soon joined by Thumi, an Aboriginal girl played by Landers. Cargo is a well-acted, thoughtful, and refreshing addition to the zombie movies genre. It presents us with some great food for thought as it handles the idea of fatherhood along with themes of grief, loss, survival, and sacrifice. Not only that, it also presents us with a thought-provoking picture of indigenous culture and identity, and shows us the effects colonization and dispossession have had on them. Seeing how indigenous people have been minimized and much of the culture lost due to the influence of colonization gives us an idea of what the Aboriginal people have been through, and Landers gives a nuanced performance as Freeman's Aboriginal ally. The film delves into the lengths a father would go to protect his child, and Freeman's vulnerability and desperation is heartbreaking to watch. If you want a zombie movie with a lot of emotion that deviates from simple gore-filled action, Cargo is the one for you. Next up at number 6 in our countdown, we have a film that is a little less emotion-heavy and a little more comedic. The 2019 movie Little Monsters, starring Lupita Nyong'o, Alexander England, and Josh Gad. After a zombie virus outbreak, Dave, played by England, a washed-out musician who is acting as a chaperone to his nephew on a field trip, must team up with the kindergarten teacher Miss Caroline, played by Nyong'o, to save and protect the children. The end result is a hilarious film that ticks all the boxes of zombie genre movies while also being sweet and funny. You get violent zombies eating human flesh, all kinds of blood, gore and disembowelment, and a priceless scene of Lupita Nyong'o whacking at a gaggle of the undead with a shovel in a bright yellow dress. The film also explores how Dave must learn to show some responsibility and grow up under intense pressure of saving the children and maintaining their innocence. Miss Caroline is a kind and capable lady, and Nyong'o shines in this role. Josh Gad as a party entertainer is hilarious. Little Monsters ends up being a sweet and delightful film. The movie does a decent job of balancing dark themes with lightheartedness, and mostly hits the mark, and while it has a predictable storyline, we were charmed by how funny and heartwarming it was. How to woo your girl while also being a zombie who is being hunted by your potential father-in-law. The 2013 zombie apocalypse movie Warm Bodies will tell you that. At number 5, we have an age-old story of two star-crossed lovers, except one of them is undead. Nicholas Hoult plays the besotted zombie in love with Teresa Palmer, and John Malkovich plays the character of the father. The movie is based on the novel of the same name, although the story has been altered for the movie. Warm Bodies subverts the zombie genre by making it a story about the journey for self-discovery and identity, and the transformative powers of love. Our protagonist, played by Nicholas Hoult, is a thinking, feeling zombie who is struggling to find his way out of the undead brain fog, to find and maintain his identity other than a flesh-craving, mindless zombie. It is an emotionally resonant, sweet, and humorous story. Sometimes it might drop the ball in maintaining the pacing and balancing the tone of the movie, but overall, it is a heartfelt, delightful watch. Next up, at number 4, is the 2020 South Korean movie #Alive. In the past decade, South Korea has come out with some really amazing zombie movies, and #Alive is a welcome addition to the genre. The movie follows the story of a young gamer, Jun Woo, played by Yoo Ah-in, who is left trapped in his apartment building following the outbreak of a virus that turns people into violent, flesh-eating zombies and leaves the rest of the city in deep chaos. Eventually, Jun-woo discovers and teams up with another survivor, Yoo-bin, played by Park Shin-hye, in the building across the street, and together they try to find a way out while staying alive themselves and helping to keep each other alive. It is a well-paced, fun, suspenseful film with great chemistry between the two leads. We can see how, in this modern world, a person can be completely surrounded yet completely lonely. How that disconnect from society around you can lead to isolation and loneliness, and how human connection can help you overcome adversity, even if it is as outlandish as a zombie outbreak. Gamer Jun Woo is so immersed in his games and hobbies that he ends up alone and isolated from the rest of the city. But eventually, it is this technology that helps save both of them. Number 3 on our top 10 is the 2017 Japanese horror comedy movie One Cut of the Dead, directed by Shinichiro Ueda. It is a Japanese horror comedy where the crew of a zombie movie is attacked by none other than zombies. When a movie crew is shooting a zombie movie at an out-of-use water plant that was previously used by the government for experimenting on dead soldiers, and then real zombies show up and things get super chaotic, super fast. This is a zombie movie with a great script, an ingrained love of cinema, and beautiful performances that shine through. In One Cut of the Dead, you're getting 3 stories: a zombie movie about a zombie movie, a 37-minute-long single take of insane zombie action, and finally, an endearing family comedy. And if you manage to sit through all 3, you get an insane but satisfyingly fresh take on the zombie movie genre, which is innovative, ambitious, and hilarious. At number 2, we have the 2013 all-out zombie blockbuster World War Z, directed by Mark Forster and loosely based on the 2006 Max Brooks novel of the same name. When it says World War, it means World War, as this is a globe-hopping extravaganza, as Brad Pitt, playing the lead character, travels around the world searching for a cure and looking for the source of the outbreak. This was the first time a zombie movie was made at this scale with a big budget and a huge star, and it translates onto the screen pretty well with its large-scale set pieces. While some criticism can be made that the movie is a formulaic and conventional action thriller, it is still a gripping and solidly entertaining watch with great visual effects and an astounding number of zombie hordes. And finally, here we are, right at the end of our countdown. The movie occupying the top spot in our top 10 is none other than Train to Busan, the 2016 South Korean zombie thriller directed by Yeon Sang-ho and starring Gong Yoo and Ma Dong-seok in unforgettable roles. Train to Busan came at a time when the audience were fatigued of the zombie genre, and yet Yeon Sang-ho managed to make a striking film that received critical acclaim from all over the world. He presents us with an extremely well-paced film with well-rounded characters in a story brimming with emotional depth and beautiful interpersonal drama. It is a movie that ticks all the boxes, and not just of the zombie genre. The movie takes place in a train on its way from Seoul to Busan, and we see the passengers trapped with a nigh unstoppable zombie infection spreading rapidly in the enclosed space, which adds to the feeling of tense and claustrophobic horror. Along with excellent body horror, gore, biting, screaming, fast-moving zombies, the movie does not hold back its emotional punches. There are scenes about family, survival, and sacrifice that will gut you, and you will sit and think about them even after finishing it. A film totally deserving of the top spot, in our opinion. There you are, folks. This is our top 10 of some of your favorite zombie movies in the past 14 years. Let us know what you think about these movies and our ranking in the comments. What other movies, in your opinion, should have made this top 10? We can't wait to read what you think. As always, if you liked this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Take care and keep watching for more content about your favorite films.